They are in power now. Burning books? No.
Last week on Race for the Bomb.
The atom is indivisible.
We know almost nothing. We've just begun.
There will be no choice science in this discussion.
This is the place of science, not politics.
Professor.
It is a race.
It's a race for the bomb. Dear Professor Joliot, at this very moment in Paris, you are probably looking for the number of neutrons released by the uranium disintegration, as we are. No doubt, we are unknowingly neck and neck in our calculations. This wonderful spirit of competition that animates our community and makes science advance might become dangerous in the
Dear
present
Professor
circumstances.
Zillard, in scientific discovery, the first to publish are the only ones who get the credit. And credit is essential to us. In order to receive further funding from the government, we must publish. If we have no money, we cannot continue. No money, no atomic pile. No pile, no research leading to a bomb. If a bomb is possible, do you not think the Germans are clever enough to conceive it with or without our data? And they will be given all the help they need. To keep pace, we must publish.
This is the Mutual News Broadcasting Service. Please stand by for a special report.
Good evening, America. This is Hal Huntley, broadcasting direct by wireless from the German capital of Berlin. Today, the Nazi...
This isn't necessary, Enrico.
The German Führer, Adolf Hitler, and the Italian Duce, Benito Mussolini, have signed
You're
the
safe here.
Berlin-Rome Axis Pact, pledging full military cooperation between their countries.
Mussolini has a pact with Hitler. Hitler invaded Czechoslovakia. If it ends with Germany at war with America, Italy will be at war with America too. And I will be an enemy alien. Capito?
It won't be war over Czechoslovakia. Americans don't even know where Czechoslovakia is. And America will not want your candlesticks.
Go through the library. Any book, any page to do with Mussolini.
We have nothing like that.
Make sure, Karen.
Che cosa c'è? State fermi!
Enrico, Niels Bohr has good evidence that it isn't a normal uranium-238 that splits. He suggests it's only the uranium-235.
And so?
So we have to extract 235.
235 is less than 1% of pure uranium.
Mm-hmm.
How do you propose to separate it?
Ernie Lawrence's cyclotron to begin with.
Oh, yes, of course.
This is the Mutual Broadcasting Service.
You would need an industrial installation of incredible size.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For big band sound.
Look, your bomb is becoming an hypothesis of absurd proportions, Leo,
We've demonstrated the chain reaction.
without publication. And the Joliots claim sole credit of all our results.
And inform the Germans.
Now we contemplate building a factory. We don't even have a simple atomic pile. And now you say we have to extract the U-235?
Leo wrote this afternoon to the government about the need for a separation process and,
Oh, yes. Ah, bene. This is in Europe. In Europe, science works on a system of grants and free train tickets. But that's Europe. In America, it revolves around private initiative, industry, private risk, private gain.
Yes. Even shaking hands with President Roosevelt himself probably wouldn't do anything.
Excuse me. Excuse me. We are looking for Einstein.
Hello?
Albert Einstein. He lives around here.
No, sorry. Don't know him.
What?
Thank you.
Puts us nicely in our place. Please, excuse me. Good day, madam.
Hello?
We are looking for Dr. Albert Einstein.
I don't know. There's a dentist in town. What's he look like?
God.
Oh, he's down there.
Good. It would be easier with heavy water.
I'm on vacation. Water only sparkles. Such a long time, Leo.
This is Edward Teller, fellow Hungarian and fellow creature of science.
And chauffeur. Leo doesn't drive. I'm honored, Professor.
I hear you're up to your neck in uranium, Leo.
I'll come straight to the point, Albert.
You always have, as I recall.
The atomic bomb will one day be a reality. The question is, who will possess it first? Already they are killing Jews. And it's only beginning. Hitler wants the world. Do we sit back and give him the means to take it?
I gave up gardening when I realized that I was cutting worms in half. Now, what do you want?
Your reputation and your influence. We want to send a letter to Roosevelt asking him to support an atomic program. He'll read it. If you sign it.
I suppose you have such a letter?
Oh, yes. Just a poor draft. Nice place. Oh, look, tadpoles.
If the government gets involved, the army won't be far behind. The government you can control. The army, you can't. Give them an atomic explosive, and they will use it, necessary or not.
But one must choose, Albert. An American bomb or a fascist bomb?
All right, that's enough. Back up your death ray. He's been pointing that thing at our mascot for 2 days now. Damned animal's never been so happy. Who are you?
These guys are next.
A letter of recommendation from the White House. Not bad, you guys. Follow me. Gentlemen, you're talking about one hell of a firecracker here. Did you bring it with you?
In my shirt pocket.
It's still only a theory.
Which deserves to be investigated.
If Uncle Sam has to fight, it won't be with theories, It'll be with tanks, artillery, airplanes.
Ships.
Yeah. Which we don't have. We have practically nothing.
Atomic submarines are interesting.
We know Hitler's scientists. We know that if Hitler wants an atomic bomb, he can get an atomic bomb.
Officially, Hitler is not an American problem.
But war is your business. You don't see it coming? We are offering you a way to stop the fascists. Perhaps to stop war forever.
Weapons don't win wars. Morale wins war. If you remember the Battle of...
Do you think it's thanks to German morale that the Panzer swept over Poland? If weapons count so little to you, give us a percentage of your budget.
May I remind you that the President of the United States wants this bomb.
All right. How much do you want?
Well, I think about $5,000 or $6,000 just to build the pile.
All right, you'll get your money. Let's go, Jerry.
Enrico, you're not even close. We need more than a pile. We need 1,000 times more than a pile.
Enrico.
Dispatch from the General Staff.
We're here to demobilize Central to
Don't
front.
be ridiculous. What good would we be in Poland?
But now it's France, England. They'll take everyone.
What, we will attack with our Bunsen burners?
They only want to verify our racial purity.
Then I'll give you a letter to take it on.
Heil Hitler. Gentlemen, our troops have entered Warsaw. Poland has been liquidated in 15 days. Our Führer has been proven right again. Our Reich is interested in your ideas. The atom is of interest to us. We want engines for our submarines. We want hand grenades. We want radioactive gas. The atom has become state business. From now on, you won't want for anything. Of course, your work will be done in absolute secrecy. Any questions? Good. I won't detain you any longer. My assistants will take care of you. Heil Hitler.
Heil Hitler.
Lieutenant, I remember your particular interest in science. May I point out if we are to continue, we will need heavy water.
Heavy water?
Yeah, heavy water.
Very well, Professor.
So, Monsieur Minister, this is the neutron, which strikes a uranium nucleus, which breaks, freeing 2 or 3 extra neutrons, which strike other nuclei, and so on. That is the chain reaction.
Oh, I see.
The slower the neutron moves, the more easily it can penetrate the atomic structure. So, this atomic pile is simply an apparatus that uses water to slow the neutron down. This is ordinary water, but it's inefficient.
France is at war, Professor. Even if her armies are not engaged yet. What about an uncontrolled reaction? Say of an explosive nature?
Ah, yes. A bomb.
Of course.
To make a bomb requires research. And research must begin with a pile. An efficient pile. This means heavy water. Norway has the only heavy water plant in the world.
How much do you need?
All they have, before the Germans get it.
The truck is almost loaded. Are there any cars on the road?
There's a Mercedes coming. Could be the Germans.
Okay. Let's go.
Okay, go!
Thank you!
all clear.
Go, Maurice.
Go!
The French have already taken delivery.
You were told that Germany would take your whole supply of heavy water.
It was suggested, yes, but France paid.
The French are our enemies.
Norway is a neutral country.
Norway is showing its true colors, and you have bet on the wrong horse, Herr Director.
Have you got it? We got everything they had.
Start your engine!
The Germans will have to make their atomic fire work with fear.
Let's go, come on!
Norway invaded! Betamax troops control Oslo! Get your people!
Please give to the families of our wounded and dead soldiers, for the families of our injured and dead veterans, for the families of our...
Greatest news.
Very much.
Thank you.
By generous, I have given all of mine away. Perhaps the new regime roll back our old bourgeois egos.
It is possible. Thank you, Martin.
Oh, no, I'm glad to give.
That woman didn't choose war. She doesn't understand any of this. When Germany loses, and Germany will lose, what will happen to her? America will be in this war. What if they create the bomb first? I tell you, they will use it. They will use it against that woman, and it will be the end of Germany.
But we know the scientists in America. They're friends. They're not the kind of men who would...
They are men we threw out, Carl. Jews, angry men. Men who have every reason in the world to fight the Nazis. And they will fight us.
What are you saying? We agreed that we wouldn't work on this.
I don't know, Carl. Maybe Germany's only chance is to have a bomb of its own.
You asked for kilos. I gave you kilos willingly. But tons of pure graphite?
I worked out a new process for you.
You can't change all this overnight.
Look, it's just a loan. The army will pay you eventually.
Okay, sure.
Enrico Fermi and I have taken out a patent on the graphite fire. It can be as important as the discovery of the steam engine or the electric motor. A controlled chain reaction can mean electrical power for the entire country. We'll be rich. And I'm willing to give your company my half interest in the patent.
Look, I'm a gambler myself, Dr. Ziller. But I can't gamble with the shareholders' money.
And what will happen to your shareholders' money when Hitler blows up the stock exchange? With an atomic mine set by an atomic submarine in New York Harbor.
An atomic submarine in New York Harbor. Are you a scientist, Dr. Zillett, or a science fiction writer?
Attention, attention. Citizens of Paris. Your government has declared that Paris is now an open city.
Professor Joliet. Over there. Ah, okay. Professor Joliet.
Yes?
Madame Joliet-Curie. I am the Earl of Suffolk, scientific attaché to the British Embassy. I'm to escort you to England. We must leave immediately, madame.
Irene and I could be more useful staying in Paris. We are staying.
But the Germans will be here within...
The Germans will attempt to use our facilities.
Frederick and I can lead them into a maze.
But my instructions were...
We are French, and we will fight for France in our way. England will have our heavy water, and it will have our best mines, Alban and Kowalski. Take care of them. And now, monsieur, if you must hurry, then hurry.
Well...
No, you're not driving.
Here are the designs for the pile structure.
At least everything we need to know is in our minds.
So our problem is not to lose our heads.
Well, we're well organized in England, and we're making real progress. The French, with their heavy water, have done some marvelous work on chain reaction.
I don't see how. Think how much more we could do. We! If you would...
We could transfer our organization over to America's disorganization. Come, Dr. Lawrence. Churchill wouldn't allow that.
He could at least respond to Roosevelt's offer to cooperate. Chuck, England can never build the industrial base that you must know it would take to construct a bomb.
Aye. Mr. Churchill questions America having any opinions on this matter.
Who's with Frisch?
Our Fuchs, Klaus Fuchs. He's only just started on the program. I don't know him well. The government's had him confined for the last 18 months on the Isle of Man and sometime in Canada. Now we need everybody. The Germans have got the Norwegian plant producing heavy water again. They've got the whole stock of uranium from the Belgian Congo. And you can be sure that it won't be used to decorate a little Hummel figure.
So they treated you well in Canada, eh?
No barbed wires. It was my party card that got me into trouble.
Party card?
Socialist Workers' Party. What? Did you think it was one of Hitler's cards? I could have lied to the British authorities. I could have renounced my ideals, claimed the innocence of youth. But I didn't do that.
Still a communist?
They don't mind so much now that Stalin's joined them against Hitler.
Should we not get undercover? Oh, it's safe. You learn to have at the lab every night. It's like that. I just settled into work and you learn to live with it. I've learned to like it, actually. Keeps you sharp. Reminds me of what I'm working for.
Germany created a monster. Germans will defeat it.
Can you feel it, folks? Can you feel this bomb? A colossal explosion. Can you see it? I can taste it. I wake up, it's in my ears. It's under my pillow. Feed me 238 with onions and gaseous diffusion. I will fight for you. Uranium 235.
Come along, old chap. So you're saying you have no friends?
No. We have Hungarians, Russians, Italians.
Yes. The Germans are the true wizards. Frisch's calculations on critical mass and his work on plutonium won me the green light from Churchill. Of course, the best Germans are still in Germany.
We have Germans. Chadwick, this is insane. You have the ideas, we have the money. Any factories that you build here will be destroyed as soon as they're constructed.
We'll talk again when America joins the war.
To accept the Constitution of the United States of America. to renounce and abandon all other alliances and loyalties to all other principalities, countries, or kingdoms of which you were a subject or citizen. To defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America.
To defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Thank you, Julie. I think you can convince Leo to do the same.
Bravo.
Estupendo, non è vero?
It's your turn now, Leo. It was quite painless. I never once felt the knife.
When this country proves it's awake, I'll be the first into the room.
Basta. No science, no politics. Dinner at 8. Enrico?
Yes.
Justo. Right. Justo, right.
See if you can manage to get him there on time. Okay?
Coming?
Oh, just manage to get him there.
You might have written me.
I have written you a dozen letters.
Yes, but about this?
I did.
Where are you staying? Where are your bags?
They're at the Grand Central.
You don't have a hotel? Well, I do have a room.
Perhaps a hotel would be better.
It's a nice room.
And so, Herr General, the heavy water has led us to new conclusions. Our latest research shows that this new element, more unstable, more divisible, could be extracted from uranium when it is irradiated in a pile. It's due above uranium, element 94. It's called plutonium.
And what sort of bomb does this mean?
A bomb whose core would be no bigger than a pineapple.
Moment. General Luger.
Yeah. Gentlemen, our allies are at war with America. The Japanese have destroyed the American fleet at Pearl Harbor.
So we are at war with America.
Making all of these things much more interesting. Make sure these men get everything they need, and make sure they work as quickly as possible. Heil Hitler, gentlemen.
Heil Hitler.
I don't want the job.
This committee would be interested in hearing your reason for that, General.
I've commanded a desk for long enough, Mr. Secretary. I want active service. I want to go where I'm needed.
You're needed in America, Groves. Here, you can win this war with one stroke.
I've read the background, sir.
One stroke. One bomb. Now, the President wants the best military engineer we have. Who would you say that is, General?
I want a free hand.
You got it.
No red tape. Jeannie. This 9-man committee. That's too many chiefs with me, the lonesome Indian. For a rush job, 3 bureaucrats will be more than enough.
3 it is.
I hope I will be worthy of the President's trust. Secretary Stimson, gentlemen, Jeannie.
Mr. Secretary.
That's his style.
A preacher's son. A crusader.
At least I can feel confident with a man who knows where he's going.
Maybe it's here. How the heck do we get out of this place?
You build it, Colonel. General.
From an architect's so-called artistic vision. Problem with artists is they don't realize that people have got better things to do than to ramble around in their visions.
Are you John von Neumann?
Yes. And who are you?
Robert Oppenheimer.
Oh, yes.
My apologies. I'm told it's dangerous to get off on the wrong foot with a Hungarian.
Now, is it the California sun or fight? Maybe if European girls drank more orange juice, they...
I can't quite remember what European girls look like.
Dr. Oppenheimer, don't forget my party, Dr. Oppenheimer. Everyone's counting on you.
Of course I won't. You're much too pretty to forget. I won't be able to make it.
Well, I'll go if you want.
I haven't organized a meeting of the finest physicists in America so that they can practice algebra in bed with my students.
Morning, Dr. Oppenheimer.
Hi.
Dr. Oppenheimer. Dr. Oppenheimer, excuse me, please. I spoke to you about joining your class.
Ah, yes. I'm afraid I really can't admit you this late. Look, speak to the dean. We'll work something out.
Oh, thank you very much. Thanks, Doctor.
Where are the good brains?
Now, excuse me, Dr. Oppenheimer, but...
Oh, call me Robert.
Well, Robert, can we talk about the European program? So the Germans could be 2 years ahead of us.
Roosevelt's given us the green light, and that means we can count on something.
He did the same thing in 1939, but didn't count very much then.
Oh, but America wasn't at war. Probably there'll be hundreds of millions of dollars.
But money isn't enough.
Vous parlez en européen. Without any money to sustain it, a cause, no matter what, has no chance of winning.
Robert! For our comrades on the Russian front, You were more generous to Spain.
Yeah. Perhaps the time for romantic conspiracies is over, Jane.
But you won't know unless
you have any idea what it is you're selling?
Say what?
Communist propaganda in such a paradise.
What do you know about Hungary? When you are at your homework, go to your encyclopedia and look up Hungary, 1919. Look up your communist comrades and see what they did.
They're just dreaming of a better world.
I could tell you about that better world, my dear. But I'd rather forget about it. You're free. Keep it.
Varna. You can classify half this list as enemy aliens. Whatever happened to American brains? I want the files kept up to date on every one of these guys, Jeannie. Every single one of them. Every day, every hour, where they go, who they see. Absolutely everything.
Check.
No. Tie first.
Sir?
No, I never put the pants on without the tie. Unless I'm not wearing a tie, and I don't care. All right, Jeannie. Files. I want weekly briefings from security.
Check.
Pants. Now, we are not going to have any leaks to Berlin or Shanghai or Lower Slobovia or wherever else the heck these guys come from. And travel. Restricted. No airplanes.
Sir?
Absolutely no travel by air. Too dangerous. Let them kill themselves working. What's next? Tennessee. Wire Washington on the Tennessee land. I want the Oak Ridge site paid for by tomorrow. No ifs, ands, or buts, no panic over price. I want that valley and I want it tomorrow. Construction materials. Now. Immediate. Jacket. You tell the Secretary of State Andy Starling and I quit. You tell him that.
Yes, sir.
What do you think?
It's a little out of date.
What? What's out of date?
The tie. I'll get you a new one, General.
Oh, don't call me General. Not in front of anybody. From now on the outside, I'm Mr. It's Mr.
Check.
Next stop, Chicago, General.
Professor Fermi's experimental atomic pile.
Charlie, move this out of Chicago.
Yes, General. Sir.
What are the chances of this thing blowing up?
Our calculations show no danger.
Your calculations. So if you get a couple of square roots wrong, then I'll have a good excuse to give the president.
Oh, careful. Craft. Very
It's a
slippery.
long way to go here.
This is Dr. Fem from Italy. A Nobel Prize winner.
Yes, how do you do?
I built it and taken it apart about 30 times. Still not right. Some of our team. Dr. James Frank, Nobel Prize from Germany. Doctors Gano and Placek from Russia and Czechoslovakia.
Gano, Placek.
Dr. Edward Teller, Hungary.
American now.
Ah, American.
Yeah.
Is it necessary for this place to be such a pigsty?
It's graphite. It serves as a moderator in the pile instead of heavy water. The problem is it isn't pure enough.
Which means?
We haven't been able to get a chain reaction.
And that means?
No bomb.
Oh, don't use that word. Nobody. Nobody uses that word.
General Groves, I presume.
Mister.
Oh, dear. Were you demoted?
Who is this?
Leo Ziller. Graphite is his idea. He helped design the pile, too.
Chill it.
We have another 3 meters at least at the back.
Will it work?
Be careful, careful.
It might.
It might. That's impressive.
It would help a great deal if contact weren't forbidden with other research groups.
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Chillard. Contact is out of the question. You see, atomic installations are military secrets.
That is not the way science works.
Well, it is now. Have you got anything else to show me?
Yes, I have, yes. Right this way, Mr. Groves.
Conglomeration.
Watch your step.
Gypsies.
We're just finishing the pile construction now.
What is it?
Plutonium.
I don't see anything.
There are first micrograms.
On the recommendation of a mummy and a grain of salt? You expect me to build factories?
Excuse me. Big shot.
What happened to him?
An accident, a little explosion in the lab.
A little explosion? Well, that's encouraging. Go on.
Artificial element 9-4. We create plutonium by irradiating uranium. Irradiating means that we...
Bombard with neutrons.
Yes. How much physics do you know?
As much as I can cram in 4 days. I will understand and remember anything you can explain clearly.
Good.
Go on.
When we irradiate uranium, some of the uranium-235 will fission, divide, and send out more neutrons, which in turn create more fission. That's the chain reaction we're trying to establish in our pile.
Go on.
Some neutrons also strike uranium-238. The 238 captures a neutron, becoming U-239, which decays by beta emission. To neptunium-239 with a half-life of 56 hours, which itself decays by beta emission to plutonium-239 with a half-life of 24,400 years. But all you really need to know is that plutonium is fragile and will be excellent for a nuclear explosive.
How much will you need?
Critical mass. You see that test tube? Take this pencil. Come here. Stand your back. And try to hit it. How many test tubes do I have to put over here so that you'd be guaranteed to hit one? And when it fell, that it'd be guaranteed to hit another. That's critical mass. How much fissionable material you need to guarantee a chain reaction.
Well, how much will we need?
Between 1 and 10 kilograms.
Between 1 and 10 kilograms. Well, private industry will be real happy with that kind of accuracy. We're having a dinner party, gentlemen. We don't know if there'll be 1 or 10 or 100 guests, but we're having a dinner party. Now, how do you expect me to plan whether we're going to produce 1/10 or 1 or 10 bombs per month?
One will be enough.
So, General, you want us to construct huge factories, but you refuse to tell us what they're for. Utilizing equipment which doesn't exist to verify a theory which still isn't demonstrated.
Look, all my scientists are extraordinary men. Nobel Prize winners. Geniuses.
You've said that, General. Now, tell me about the process.
It does lead to a weapon.
Yes.
What kind of weapon?
I'm not authorized to reveal details.
My board needs a grip on something, General.
Well, how about the security of the free world? The security of this country.
Don't wave the flag at me, General. Every man Jack here is trying to win this war.
Perhaps, General, if you could show us some evidence that your weapon is off the drawing board.
I'm not going to waste your time with mere theory, General. You're going to see my cyclotron in action. This is it. Basically, it's an electromagnet that spins the uranium atoms at high speed and then throws them to separate the isotopes.
Well, how much uranium have you managed to separate so far?
At least 2 micrograms.
Right, micrograms.
Mm-hmm.
So in a year or so, we'll get a thimbleful of plutonium from Fermi and a thimbleful of 235 from you, and then we make our decision. What do you say we pop them off at the same time? What do you think? Pop, pop.
This isn't jam we're making here, General. We're dealing with the smallest particles in nature.
Yes, I realize that, I do. But isn't there some better way of doing it? Isn't there some... I mean, even some of your colleagues question the efficiency of this method. Isn't there some...
If you're not satisfied, General, I suggest you look elsewhere.
Professor Lawrence, nobody is questioning your credentials here.
Ah, but some of us question yours, General.
He did win the Nobel Prize for that, sir.
In the Army, when you push a man, he goes the distance. These guys act just like kids.
They are some of the best minds in America. You know, the most important discoveries of science have always been
from the very young, 25 or so, when the brain cells are at their peak. Newton, Galileo, Einstein. Lawrence invented that thing when he was in his 20s. I'm only 38, but I'm already over the hill.
Well, I'm 44, and Gina's in her early 30s. Who are you?
Oh, Oppenheimer, Robert. And I don't have a Nobel Prize.
Groves, Leslie. I don't either.
You know, the reason that this thing produces so little material is really quite simple.
Excuse me for a second. Get me a file on Oppenheimer, Robert, full security.
You got it.
Tell me, is there a
Next week on Race for the Bomb.
Do you realize what we've got here, General?
I only realize what we do not have.
We just entered the nuclear age.
It works.
We have the brain power here to accomplish anything.
We could do wonderful things.
Otto, it's getting dangerous.
You're crazy, Fresh!
Dean Stockwell and Kim Cattrall star in Palais Royale. It's the 50s, and things are happening at the Palais Royale, especially for a young man who has lost his heart to the wrong girl. A movie special, Sunday. David Suzuki and the Nature of Things present a film on the hyena, next.